Right, welcome everyone to the next video. In this video, we will look at inbound and outbound bytes for traffic in all of your clusters. So in the dashboard, we have a couple of pie charts that provide a volumetric representation of traffic in all clusters, grouped based on source and destination namespace. Okay, and you can use these pie charts to also filter traffic either to or from specific source or destination namespaces. Okay. Now, as you look at this pie chart, um, the important thing to bear in mind is this is not necessarily traffic to a namespace when you look at the bytes in from workloads outside the namespace. This could also be traffic coming inbound to workloads in the namespace from other workloads in the same namespace. Okay, so that's important to bear in mind. And the same goes for the bytes out as well. As you look at the pie chart, within the Hipster Shop namespace, for example, you can have these workloads generating traffic and sending that traffic to either workloads outside the namespace or workloads inside the same namespace. Okay. All right, so let's look at the dashboard. Now, in this dashboard, I'm looking at traffic for the past 15 minutes, and this is what the volumetric representation of all the flows look like. It appears that my ALP Hipster Shop namespace is generating most of the flows on the outbound direction, and I seem to have in the inbound direction most of the flows coming to workloads in the default namespace. Okay. Now on the right here, we also have the namespaces. So if I look at inbound traffic, these are the namespaces we are currently seeing flows for. And on the outbound direction, we have a few more namespaces that we are seeing flows for. Okay. Now you can use the widget here to filter traffic either to or from specific namespaces. So as an example, let's say I'm interested in traffic going to the policy example app2 namespace. I can click on the filter and apply this filter. That's then going to give me flows coming to workloads in that namespace. Now again, bear in mind that these flows could either originate from workloads outside the namespace or even workloads inside the same namespace. But if I look at the pie chart on the right here, it appears that most of the flows coming to workloads inside the policy example app2 namespace also originated from the same namespace. All right. As we go further down below and look at the traffic coming to these destination, the destination namespace and the destination workloads, we can see that most of them originated from the same namespace. Okay. All right, so I've filtered for traffic in the policy example to namespace. It appears that I have certain allowed flows as well as denied flows. And if I go further down, I have a summary of all the flows to this namespace. And if I'm specifically interested in identifying denied flows, I can come to the action over here, pick a flow with the deny action and click on the filter. And that's then going to give me the flows that are currently being denied. And if I go further down, I have a summary of the flows currently being denied. And it appears that I have a flow from a rogue pod that's being denied, as well as a flow originating from a separate namespace being denied as well. Okay. And so let me remove the deny filter. And if I go further down, I have information pertaining to the IP addresses, and over here I have all the unique source destination IPs for the traffic, and over here I have all the unique source IP addresses for the traffic. And if you're interested in a specific source, you can always hover over that source, click on the filter, and then you're able to zero in on the traffic, from that specific source. All right. So that was looking at traffic coming inbound to the policy example 2 namespace. Now let's look at traffic going outbound from the same namespace. So I come over to the next widget on the right here and select the namespace and apply the filter. Okay. And it appears that most of the traffic going out from this namespace seem to be going to Cube system, and also, the same namespace, the policy example app2 namespace. Now, let's say I'm interested in looking at traffic going to Cube system. I can come over here and apply the destination filter to Cube system, and that's then going to give me the traffic to Cube system, and most of it seems to be DNS traffic. So if I go to the unique ports here, it's just port 53, 258 records. So, and if I look at the destination further down, these are the core DNS pods. Okay. So most of the traffic from this namespace seems to be DNS traffic. Okay. And if I remove that filter and go further down, as we looked at previously, we have a summary of all the flows originating from the policy example app2 namespace. And if I go further down, I also have a summary of all the sources within that namespace and the destinations that they are targeting. So if I look at down here, it appears that workload is sending traffic to an IP address in my embargoes countries network set, and if I'm interested in identifying the workload that is sending this traffic, I can hover over the IP or even hover over the destination name aggregator here, which is the name of the network set in this case, and click on the plus sign, and I can see that the workload sending this traffic is the rogue workload in the policy example app2 namespace. Okay. So just a couple of examples they are looking at, how you can use the widget, the pie charts we have for destination namespace and source namespace, and how you can filter traffic going to specific namespaces or out of specific namespaces, and then based on that, further zero in on flows that you may be interested in. Okay. Alrighty, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.